Hey, I'm Paul Wharton. For over 10 years, I've helped women and men achieve the goal of living their best lives, from making models to showing people how to get the look, career, or date of their dreams. I've done my fair share of making impossible makeover fantasies a sparkling reality. My new show is all about catching up with my celebrity friends and sharing tips on what we've learned about life, love, and looking our best. I love it. And it's just for you. I finally found the perfect fit, and it's all Paul Wharton style.
I'm a model. Lights, fashion, magazines, television.
Now that we officially have a show and I'm going to New York to interview my girl Sherri Shepherd, my team and I decided it was time to throw a party, and we know just how to make it hot. Hey guys!
Hey.
What's going on, Charlotte?
How are you?
You look beautiful.
Thank
Anthony,
you.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Sit.
All right.
Okay.
I got a hair appointment in 15 minutes.
Make it 10.
Oh, Charlotte!
Just kidding.
As long as you have a fabulous party for me, I'll take your backwards insult. Anthony, what's going on for my party?
Okay, so we have Georgia Browns on board. There's 13 different appetizers that are
I was
going to be
hoping they
passed
would
throughout
be.
the night.
Okay.
So like lamb lollipops, some fried green tomatoes and shrimp, all things that you like.
I love it. You know it's my favorite brunch spot in town, right?
No, it's a great brunch. Brunch and dinner all in one.
Yum, yum.
So we're going to have a full open bar provided by Beam Global. So you're going to be totally happy with everything that's going to be provided.
Awesome. Now that's a party. You can have a
Exactly.
good party without a full open bar.
No. And we have specialty drinks, specialty
Yes.
cocktails.
Especially for you. In addition, to help to make sure that the liquor's taken care of, we have Paradise Springs, who you're familiar with.
Yeah, of
Provides
course.
the wine.
They're making my wine trial. You know this, right?
No,
Of
man,
course.
we'll be there for the launch.
Awesome. So we have wine, we have a full bar, we have all the food that I love from Georgia Browns, we have flat screens everywhere. I think this is going to be the closest thing I ever had to a wedding. Make my fantasy come true. Give me a good party.
It's going to be a phenomenal party.
Awesome.
Excellent. We're looking forward
All
to
right.
it.
Charlotte, I
Love
love
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Thank you, Anthony.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
Cadillac will be there in 3 hours.
In 3
Pick you up.
hours?
Please be ready.
Okay, if I don't have a good time, it's your fault. Bye.
Bye.
While I was getting my hair right and my outfit tight, Anthony and Charlotte put the finishing touches on the party just as the guests started to arrive. And I was just on time, if my party started 2 hours late.
Hi, girl.
Y'all ready to party? The party looks incredible. My team really delivered. There's press, friends, family, and only one thing missing. My two best friends, Omarosa and Sidra. Where are these girls?
I love you.
Hi, baby. Whoa, I love you more. They flew in from New York and LA just to support me. I always have a blast with these girls by my side.
Are y'all having fun? Paul knows how to give a party, right? What are you guys doing? Did you guys taste this?
No. What's this?
Banana cream bar. At Sidra Smith, S-I-D-R-A.
Oh, Cedra.
Yes.
S-E-D-R-A?
No, S-I-D-R-A.
Sorry. I had a couple. Hi, Big Girl. You're stunning.
Oh, girl, thank you. Awesome. Bye. Thank you.
The party's in full swing. Everyone has a drink in hand, and my face is on 10 flat screens. Everything's perfect, but I still haven't had a chance to chat with my girls.
Well, there you are.
Come in.
We've been looking for you.
Polly.
Oh my God, I had to get away for a second. I am.
The
Oh my
party
God.
is amazing.
But y'all are my two
Get off
best friends. And you guys are here. Y'all know how hard I've worked on this. I just want to make it something with some substance. I don't want to just do another show just to do it.
But you know what this is? This is so real. And you allow people to be a part of your world. And I think that's an experience that people just don't get on a regular basis.
And they don't get an authentic personality.
Exactly.
You're authentic.
Exactly.
Well-
Authentic.
Authentic. For real.
For real. No,
Okay.
seriously.
I think I'm
your whole
I'm
team
stepping
is
back up now.
amazing.
My team is
You
good.
better do, because I didn't come all the way out here from New York for you
Wait a
to be
minute.
acting up in the bathroom.
Let me get my power back.
At least get your power back. And this wine is amazing too.
My wine is good, huh?
Baby.
Come on, let's go out
Can
there.
I tell you all how much I love having best friends?
We love you, but everybody's waiting for you, so you can't stay in here.
You really got to
Okay,
get back out
let's
here.
go back
'cause
out.
people
I
are
love
like,
you.
what- I was like looking, I'm like, where did he go?
I'm in here.
You need to shake that
Well,
hair
you
out.
need to
Okay.
get,
Come on
you need
out.
to get out of here, honey.
All right,
Fabulous.
I'm ready.
Shake
We
that
love
drama
you.
out of your hair, boo.
I'm gonna shake it right out of my hair.
Wow, great night. I'd say that it was a success all the way around. Very proud of Paul. It's been a long time coming. He's worked very hard.
It took a lot of work to pull this whole thing together. Paul and I talked almost every day, 2 to 3 hours a day, to make sure that we had everything that was perfect.
It's exciting to see his dreams come true. So from a public relations standpoint, I think we had incredible media here, great guests, people that love him, people that have supported him all through his journey. And it's just really nice to see it all come together.
We were actually talking with his assistant, trying to make sure that all the vendors were on board. We wanted to make sure that Paradise Springs, NMR, also the liquor sponsors, and even the caterer, Georgia Brown's. So pulling this together took about a little bit over 3 months.
I think it's an amazing party. I mean, to see 200, 250 people turn out, very intimate party for Paul.
If we had no time limit, was 4 bedrooms, it would be ugly. Worse than Vegas.
We told people to get here by 10, and we think it's probably going to go until about 11:30 to 12.
Okay, it's almost past midnight, and it's not winding down. So I think this party is going to go on until the break of dawn.
What a night. But now the kids gotta go to work. I'm off to New York. Coming up, I sit down with Sherri Shepherd, and later, I try the best mac and cheese on the East Coast on Paul Wharton Style. To learn more about my party planning essentials, go to paulwhartonstyle.com.
Thank you for calling Salon Lynn. How may I help you?
Lynn Wooden, the head stylist in the boutique style salon Lynn, is a hidden treasure hairstylist that keeps her clients' hair looking unforgettable. Lynn's philosophy is that everyone can have sexy, healthy hair, and she and her team at Salon Lynn know just what to do to keep your hair looking amazing. Let Salon Lynn create your sexy, healthy hair. Call today 202-234-7575 or check them out online at salonlynn.com.
Barclay Square Pets is a bonded and insured complete pet care service specializing in dog walking, pet sitting, training, grooming, and so much more. I love my dog Oscar, and there's no place I trust more than Barclay Square Pets. And when I want to spoil Oscar, we head to Barclay Square Gourmet Dog Bakery and Boutique, located in the heart of Old Town Alexandria. Complete pet care for even the most high-maintenance owners and their dogs with discriminating taste. Check them out, barclaysquarepets.com, or call 703-329-1043.
Welcome to Robert Andrews Salon and Spa.
At Robert Andrew, the 22,000 square foot, 2-level Tuscan-themed salon and spa, we bring the destination spa experience to you. Our grand award-winning location is centrally located between Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Annapolis. We have more than 40 of the most highly trained stylists and colorists in the area that stay on the cutting edge of trends and technology. Check us out on the web at robertandrew.com or call 410-721-3533. As you can see, my friends are pretty darn funny, and Sherri Shepherd is no exception. I hooked up with my girl at the Chocolate Lounge in Harlem. Cheers to you.
Yay!
Yay, Sherri Shepherd.
All right.
Now, the last time I saw you, I was hosting your book party for permission slips in D.C.
You were, and it was great.
What was the inspiration behind writing that book?
I wrote permission slips because I felt that women, we take so much on and we don't give ourselves permission to just relax, to say, no, I can't do it, because, you know, we're so used to taking care of, you know, the kids, the husbands. We got to be the friends. We're trying to be everything to everybody and still have a smile. And inside, sometimes I feel like we're just like, I can't do it. And I just said, you know, we got to write ourselves a permission slip to just say, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Not today.
Had you been doing that in your own life?
I do it. I still do it now.
Okay.
Sometimes I have to step back and go, Sherri, it's okay if you say no. The people who love you will understand. And then you know what I found out? When you give yourself permission to say no, people find a way to get it done.
Well, you're on The View every day. We love you on The View.
Thank you.
But did you ever dream that you would have one of the most coveted spots in daytime television?
No. I mean, you know, it's so funny. I always dreamed that I would be on the radio.
Okay.
that I knew I wanted to do something big and entertain. I love making people laugh. And I always wanted to have a talk show.
Yeah.
You know, so did I dream that it would be, you know, with multiple hosts? No, but it is beyond my wildest dreams. I have to say that every day I sit there and I go, that's Whoopi Goldberg. That's Barbara Walters. It just like boggles my mind. And Barbara go, what are you looking at? And I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm looking at,
You're looking at Barbara Walters.
I'm going, I am sitting to the right of me as a woman who's won an Emmy, an Oscar, a Grammy, a Tony. You know, she is the mentor in my head. And to the left of me is a woman who's interviewed every head of state and makes people cry. So, you know, it's a dream, it's a blessing.
It's a dream and a blessing, and you do a fantastic job. So take me back to the legal secretary days, girl. I can't see you answering the phone and typing. How many words can you type per minute?
Well, I was able to when I was a legal secretary without my nails.
Okay.
I could type 102 words a minute. Now I can type about 75 words a minute.
Okay,
I
it's
still
going
type.
down.
Legal secretary never leaves you. And I still, even when I answer the phone, I'll answer the phone at the View and I go, hello, you're calling the View. We always do segments where I'm play the receptionist. It doesn't leave the secretary thing.
So you were doing stand-up when you were legal secretary.
Yes.
So what made you decide that you were just going to go, you know what, this is what I should be doing. I'm going all the way.
Well, when I was a legal secretary, I started, you know, taking stand-up comedy classes. So I was doing stand-up comedy at night, and all of the secretaries and the lawyers would come to all the clubs that I went to, and they would support me. And I started doing that, and then I started taking acting classes, and I fell in love with acting. And then there was a point that came and I just said, you know what, I'm not happy being a legal secretary. I really want to pursue the other thing, because I was doing it at night and I was coming back in the daytime, and you know, at some point you have to make a decision. And I was so scared to leave because, you know, I had my 401k.
Right.
You
talk about that.
I had a steady salary. You know, I had just got a car. But somebody said, you know, if it was all about faith, if it was all about security, that's what they said, if it was all about stability, you wouldn't need faith. And so I decided to just jump out and take a leap of faith. And I quit my job in March, and 2 weeks later I booked my first regular role on the sitcom for Ellen Cleghorn.
Yeah, I remember Cleghorn.
On the WB network.
So is that your advice for women that are living their lives, working their 9 to 5s, but they have a bigger dream?
Yeah, I think you gotta listen to that thing in your heart,
to inside, huh?
that tingling in your stomach that scares you.
Yeah.
When people say, how do I do it? I say, do it scared. So that tingling in your stomach that makes you so scared, run towards it. Now, do I say just quit your job? No, you got to make sure all your plan is in place. I didn't quit my job.
She's not saying just quit your job.
I'm not saying just leave. I saved up money. I really did. I had, I think, $4,000 saved. It was back in 2000. Oh my gosh, in 1999 or something like that. I had $4,000 saved. I had enough to cover my rent for about 3 months. I had a car payment, even though they repossessed my car shortly after.
Oh no, Sherri, they took your car.
They repossessed my car about 3 or 4 times. A Toyota Celica. That car had been repossessed 3 times. I had gone to jail for 8 days because I had warrants, traffic warrants on that darn car. But by the time I quit, I had enough money to last me for 3 months. So I just didn't quit.
Right.
You know, so, but when I did quit, I immersed myself fully into stand-up comedy and to acting.
But that was before Jeffrey, so do you think that having a child also, would you have been able to leap out on faith if you had had Jeffrey?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You know why? Because there's something about having a baby, especially if you're a woman and a single mother. I was a single mother for a while, where you know your first responsibility is that child. But that's not to say you can't do it. Because I look at Joy Behar, and as a single mother, she would do stand-up comedy at night.
Yeah.
So she'd have somebody watching her child. So I think you can still do it with a child. I wouldn't say just quit, you know, because you want to be able to provide. But I still think you can do it. You just have to find a different way. Me, I was able to quit and immerse myself in it.
Yeah.
Had I had Jeffrey, I wouldn't have quit, but I would have found babysitters to watch him and go to do the clubs at night.
So we all know that Jeffrey is the light of your life.
My son is my miracle. I look at my baby and I just look up at God and go, do you love me this much that you would give me this little boy? He was born at 24 weeks, which is about 5.5 months, and he was 1 pound 10 ounces, had a host of things, challenges, and he's got developmental delays, and he gets all kinds of therapy. But yet and still, my baby is a fighter. He is such a fighter, and he shows me how to fight. And he shows me how to push through things. But every day I look at him and I'm so thankful. I don't know, sometimes, you look at it and go, how did I do life before? And I say, how did I do life before my son? it was meaningless. I went to the clubs. I was always out in the streets. But I have my baby, and you know what's most fulfilling to me?
What?
Is being home in my pajamas and thick socks,
I know
curled
it
up with a
is.
book. That's
I
what's,
know it
I,
is.
you know, I look at my son, and I think that's why I'm starting to eat right and get more healthy. Because I look at that little boy and go, I want to be around to hold my grandkids and see you graduate college and be there in the front row when you walk down the aisle.
Is that what you most want for him out of life? Just to be able to do the normal things, graduate college, walk down the aisle, all the yeah.
I want my son to know that the possibilities are endless. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anybody tell you no, you can't do it. I want my son to say no doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
You know, he's saying it now. When I said, did I tell you no? And he looked
Hey,
at me
mommy,
like,
no don't mean nothing to me.
I'm like, well, not at 6. No means something to you.
After the break, more Sherri. I'm Paul Wharton, and I'm going green, starting right here at home. When it was time to paint the walls, I chose my friends at Premier Eco Paints in Capitol Hill. They use products that meet or exceed environmentally determined testing standards and are environmentally preferred over traditional paintings and coatings. From a simple start to a premier finish, they can help to make your color process simple and safe for you and your family. Going green is the new black. Get started today by calling Premier Eco Paints. We're back with more Sherri Shepherd. So in your book, you talked a little bit about your ex-husband.
Yes.
And some of the difficulties in that relationship. And we all know that you found love again in Sal.
I should have put a ring on it. He did.
He put a ring on it. So was it difficult to trust again, Sherri, after going through what you had gone through?
It's hard, and it's still hard to trust again. I mean, we go to marriage counseling every week. I recommend marriage counseling. We had it before we got married. We still go because, you know, my husband is
a lot of people don't go until there's a big
problem. Don't go. Don't wait until there's a problem. Go before you have problems, because you know what happens. You have a third party to kind of, you know, we'll be talking about, well, he don't do this and he don't do this, and she'll go, no, the issue is trust. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought it was just he didn't pick up his clothes off the floor. But it's just been so wonderful for us because I'm dealing with trust issues. I came from a relationship with my ex-husband, had an extramarital affair, and the woman got pregnant and had a baby.
Well, in that first relationship, because so many women actually, it's hard for them to get the strength to leave. When did you know for you, for Sherri, that, you know what, that's a wrap on that one?
I made the decision to stop. And I just was content with being single.
Wow. And look at you now. Now big movie star. Did you know that Precious was going to be that kind of phenomenon?
No, I went on the audition for Lee Daniels, and I think Lisa Cortez was in the room, everybody, and they had me improv the role. And I improved, and then they called me back and said I got the job. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's so great. And they worked around my schedule at The View. I would take the train over to Brooklyn, and I'd take a train home at night, or a cab, and I did not know. I swear I thought it was going to be like a little indie film released at an art house, and it was going to go straight to DVD. When they said Oprah and Tyler had signed on, I mean, I was at most of the you know, when you go to Canada, when you go to the screenings, I was at most of the film festivals. I was there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is huge. I'm sitting next to Oprah Winfrey. I'm sitting in between Mariah Carey, Mary J. Blige,
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz.
Okay, I was gonna say.
And I'm hobnobbing with Oprah Winfrey. And I was like, this is huge.
It was huge. Was there any truth to that little on-screen crush with you and Lenny?
You know what?
Just
and it was
being around him.
no, I told Lenny, I said, and you decided to be a celibate now? When I meet you, you celibate? And I was like, well, what am I talking about? I'm celibate too. So maybe we could get rid of it together.
Yes. Let's boot it out the door together. What is it like working with Whoopi Goldberg every day? Because, you know, we look back on Whoopi. I mean, Whoopi was your childhood, probably.
I know.
Weren't you watching her growing up?
Yes, I would. When Whoopi did her HBO special, I mean, Fontaine, you know, drug addict, recovering drug addict. Whoopi was, like I said, she's always been a mentor in my head because her career path is one that I've always wanted to emulate. So one time I broke down crying on the air. I broke down crying because I said, I'm sitting next to my idol. Whoopi Goldberg is exactly what you see. What you see is what you get. When you look at The View, that personality is Whoopi. You know, she doesn't...
When it's cut, it's consistent.
You know, and that's Whoopi. You can tell when Whoopi tired. You can tell when Whoopi don't feel like being bothered. You can tell when Whoopi rear up like this. You know, Whoopi will give me a look sometimes, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Miss G. So it is an honor and a blessing to work with Whoopi. And sometimes Whoopi will do that. You know, it's that sister girl thing. Girl, come in here. I need to talk to you. Come on, child. And it's a very bonding, the sister thing. And then Whoopi is that one that gives me a lot of advice in the business. When I was wondering about if I should take hosting the Newlywed Game.
Right.
And a lot of people were saying, if you do that, it's going to cheapen you as an actor.
Okay.
And Whoopi came in my dressing room and she said, you have a son with special needs. Blank them blankety blanks because they're not paying your mortgage. And she gave me some great advice, and she said, you have a child, you're taking care of him, you hold your head up high and you go take that job.
Wow.
Once Whoopi said it was all right, I was like, all right.
It was all right. She gave you the permission slip to go on and do it.
Yes, and that show became the #1 show, highest rated show on the Game Show Network.
So is this the best time of your life, Sherri?
You know, Paul, I'm in a state of extreme thankfulness and just being grateful for these blessings. And I'm so grateful that I get to do what I love. You know, never in my wildest dreams. There's people, I thank God every day, because there's people that are funnier than me. There's people that are smarter than me, who could break down politics better than me and who can articulate things better than me and who can host better than me, who can act better than me. But I'm very thankful to the Lord that He's letting me do it. I'm really, I'm just thankful. You know, and every day I wake up and I can do this and, you know, I'm like, thank you for blessing me to be here another day. And I hope I get it right.
I hope you get it right. I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for being the first person to say, yes, Paul, whatever you need, I will support you. So you are a blessing.
You have to pay that forward. You really do.
That came full circle around for me.
Oh.
So thank you. That day that we sat there talking about permission slips, I didn't know we'd be sitting here on my show.
On your show.
But thank you so much.
Anything
honey.
you need.
And keep those blessings flowing. And keep making us laugh, because you funny, girl. now you funny.
I'm
now
going to
let's
eat.
Thank you, baby.
Got the devil.
Stick around for an American classic, Brooklyn Style. Paul Wharton Style is presented by the General Motors Corporation.
Welcome to Robert Andrews Salon and Spa.
At Robert Andrew, the 22,000 square foot, 2-level Tuscan-themed salon and spa, we bring the destination spa experience to you. Our grand award-winning location is centrally located between Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Annapolis. We have more than 40 of the most highly trained stylists and colorists in the area that stay on the cutting edge of trends and technology. Check us out on the web at robertandrew.com or call 410-721-3533. My friends Damien and Peter opened up an amazing new restaurant that I heard had the best macaroni and cheese in New York. So I decided to head over to Brooklyn to check out Sadie's Kitchen. Hello, hello. Hey there. How are ya? How are you? Good. Y'all have been business partners for 20 years. How did that get started? I mean, you're like the odd couple.
We are, right? It started like what? You were working for Ken Nahum?
Yeah, I was doing production, dropped out of college, doing PA work essentially for photographers and video production companies, and was in between jobs. I was also a waiter, worked at Lucky Strike and Flamingo East and Coffee Shop back in the day. And somebody told me they had a friend who was a nightclub designer who needed some work, and I got the job and busted my butt for Peter, and a couple of years later he offered me a partnership and to basically represent him and help with the other aspects of the business that he didn't want to deal with, like collecting money and dealing with clients. And, and the rest is history.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your nightclub experience here in New York.
It's been interesting. It's been, I guess, 20 years.
Yeah.
We started, the first nightclub I did was Morrissey's. And it just started with one installation at Peggy Sue's Marilyn Monroe sculpture we did. And we got a lot of press off of that. And then we went on to another nightclub downtown. And then the Roxy a couple times over. And,
3 times.
3 times.
3 times, okay.
And it was a part of a community. I think just like good musicians launch themselves with good DJs, nightclubs were really big as part of culture.
Well, what's the key to a successful nightclub? I mean, we've all seen them kind of come and go. We've had our favorites, and then a year later, we're like, huh? Where was I going? I don't remember. So what's the key to a really successful one, in your opinion?
Interesting. That's an interesting question. I think like back in the day, you had musical icons, so they're here to stay. Now everybody's got like a 5-minute attention span. So as you know, back then you had area, you had a couple big clubs, so there wasn't a lot to choose from. People doing really amazing things. Now a new nightclub turns up once or twice a year, and so people go, you know, they're not as loyal. You don't have those big iconic nightclubs.
After all these years of hanging out and being the nightclub guys, you guys decided to do Sadie's Kitchen. What made you come to that?
Well, essentially, we were looking to do a food shop. We've had more elaborate operations. Peter and I are restaurateurs, designers that also hire our talents out for other people.
Okay.
It was time to do it again for ourselves. We were looking for the last couple of years, Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. And essentially, we were pretty open to the concept. We come up with our concept after we find the space. We do our concept specific to the location, to the neighborhood, to the street. So this idea came about in the month or so that we were negotiating a lease, and we took its limitations. There's no gas, only electric.
Okay.
And Peter came up with the mac and cheese specialty idea, and we kind of did some market research and felt that we could do a good job, do a simple thing to a higher level, in a nice environment, at a good price. And that was our
we
concept.
could do more of them too.
The idea is exactly to do a few more of these, just in Brownsville, Brooklyn alone.
Okay.
We could do 3-4 more of these, and I think do very well.
Well, it's awesome. I mean, everybody loves mac and cheese, and I hear that you all have the best, not just in Brooklyn, but in the USA. And I make mac and cheese, so I'm going to be very judgmental, as my people can be. So, should we test some out, or you want to share some of your special recipes?
We have some ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's test some out, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it.
Okay. I hope you like it.
Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Grandma, I'm hungry. Grandma! Oh, all right. This is so beautiful.
They're little pieces of art.
Well, what do you have here?
Okay, we have Fifi's, which is Swiss and
This
Gruyere
one?
based.
Can I have a little taste?
That's what it's for.
All right. Now, what's in this? See some green onions?
Green onions, Gruyere, Swiss cheese, white wine, truffle oil, lots of truffle oil.
Mmm. I taste the onions. I taste the truffle oil.
You like? That's a popular one.
This might be the best I've ever had.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
You got me beat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Okay, now what's this one?
And that's the Sadie's, and we added bacon to that one. And that's cheddar based with potato. That's the one that Sadie did when I grew
Okay.
up with.
Tell me a little bit about Sadie.
Sadie was my grandmother's best friend, and she raised my mom. I only knew her till when I was 7 years old, but there's lots of rumors about Sadie and my grandma.
They were good friends.
Yeah. Although my mother would kill me for saying that, and he almost said that the other night, but yes, that's the family rumor.
I love Sadie's. This is so good. So, can I put some of these up on our website?
Of course, yeah.
The
Simple to
recipes?
make. Yeah, very easy.
Most definitely.
But you gotta come here to get the original, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you get everything.
I can't make this at home.
You
I'm
can-
gonna try,
you
but
can.
you gotta come to Sadie's Kitchen to really get it good.
You get everything there. So.
Well, I love you all. I'm so happy for y'all's
Thank you,
success.
Paul. Thank you.
Homie,
Thank you very much.
keep it going.
Thank you very much.
Sadie's forever!
Thanks for coming.
Mac and cheese for all! On the next, Paul Wharton Style. Ryan Searhart from $1 Million Listing New York. And Alex and Simon tell me what really happened with their Real Housewives departure.
I think that while it wasn't a decision that we would have made ourselves, I'm really happy that it happened the way it did.
We did 4 years on a major TV show that's aired all over the world. You know, there were some fun times out of it, absolutely.
Sure.
Obviously, with our kids getting older, they're now 6 and 8, it was time for them to get away from the TV show because the show's not about kids, and when the boys were shown on TV, it always happened to be not at their best light. So it's great for them to get a respite.
Check out my dance single, Hide Your Crazy, available now on iTunes.